Rochon.
Welcome. All right. Hopefully my internet's going to work today. But last time I'm getting feedback in my ears. If you can help me with that, please. Hello, Tracy. Hello, a guy named Greg. Jennifer, Terry, nice to see you. Kel, Ralph, Jay, Darian. Hold on, I gotta see the hello, Veronica, Kushan, Connie, Mateo, Tracy. Everybody else who's joining us. KNBA. That's probably not your real name, I don't think. What's your real name, KNBA?
Good morning. My name is Jose Hernandez.
You know what? That's what I was going to guess. I was like, KNBA, that's got to be Jose Hernandez. That's what I was just thinking.
Sorry about that. I'm not too sure how to change it. That is my...
You don't have to be sorry about it. I mean, that's what I was going to go with. It was either that or Bob. It was like that or Bob. So, Jose, welcome. Dave, hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, all of you. Not on video. All of you I can't see. Hello. Turn your videos on. My little slide there. You know what my slide says right there? It says, remember to smile and have an approachable aura. And then it says, hashtag fun Dan. I didn't write that in there. That's my little notes. That's my assistant that wrote that in there for me. Isn't that pretty freaking cool? I have an assistant to make me happy, to like remind me that I'm supposed to be happy. That's like freaking amazing. All right, enough about me, more about you. Welcome to the 5-day listing challenge. Today is day number 2. And my name is Dan Rochon. I help real estate agents have no broke months. So I'm really pleased that you're joining us today. And today we're going to hit the tactics. Yesterday we went through the foundation. You know, we talked about why do you sell real estate? What's important to you about that? What's important to you about that? And I hope to have a little bit of a conversation with you about that here in a few moments. Then we went through the homework of who are you going to choose to be? And then when you choose to be that person, what are you going to choose to do? And now we don't even have to focus on what you're going to have, because that will just happen. And that was the homework that we did yesterday. Today, we're going to go through the 3 tactics. We're going to discover a little bit more about the, about how what the tactics are and how to be able to do the tactics. And we're going to talk about the secret sauce to sales, which is video, by the way. Hey, preview of coming attractions there. And this class is probably one of the most important classes that you could take. And the timing of it is vital. And the reason why the timing of this class is vital is because right now, when I started teaching this class, it's amazing. I told the class at that point, this was 18 months ago, about the threats of our industry: big data, technology, commoditization, the economy, artificial intelligence. And when I started teaching this class, and I'll tell you what commoditization here is in a second, but I think that the only thing that people would hear is technology when I first started teaching it. They wouldn't hear artificial intelligence because that's in the future. Artificial AI is in the future. Seriously? And that was 18 months ago. Okay? So what I want you to consider is the threats to our industry right now. You know, big lawsuit just started yesterday. All right? About like the way that our business will be in the future. There are so many freaking threats to your existence as a real estate agent in this profession that it is vital that you figure out right now how to do this business and how to be able to do the tactics, either one of the 3 that you're going to learn today or one of the many others that I teach in the CPI community, that you learn how to do this. By the way, I said about commoditization. Write this down, by the way: the threats of the industry: big data, artificial intelligence, technology, commoditization, the economy, Those are the big ones, and lawsuits as well. And that's why this class matters so damn much. Commoditization. If I had two remote controls, remote control A, remote control B, do these look pretty much the same? They are the same, so I hope they look the same. And if I said, I'll charge $1 for this one and $10 for this one, which one are you buying? $1 all day, right? Now, let's say this is like just an average looking remote control. Let's say this one was like really like was fancy, and this was like 1980. That's not quite the case, but this is it is what it is, right? And let's say 1980 antiquated, and let's say fancy. And I say $1, which one are you buying? Fancy dancy, right? So the conversation doesn't get into price until you look at value. So now, fancy dancy, crappy, if that, imagine this really, poor, crappy 1980 drunk. And if you looked at the two and I say $10, $2, now which one are you buying? Maybe it depends. It depends is the answer to that. Okay. It depends is do I like fancy dancy or do I need just something basic? Now, the reason why I just described that to you is because the consumer, real estate agent A, real estate agent B, $1, $3. Which one's the consumer going to pick? $1. That's the reality of it. But what can you do about it? You can demonstrate the value that you present. You can communicate the value and you can create the relationship. But you got to freaking do that right now. Because 18 months from now, it's going to be too late if you don't figure this out today. And that is the reality. And 18 months ago, I said 36 months from now is your window. And I don't think it was listened to entirely as much as it is today, because I threw AI in there at that time. And AI was like, that's something, that's George Jetson. Hey, Darian, I want you to look up George Jetson for me, my man, okay? All right, like just Google that and Gabriel, or you can just ask Gabe, he'll tell you what it is, all right? So, all right. So, but it's something that's not real today. All right, enough about that. Let's hear about you. Tell us about your experience. Who did the homework? Who didn't do the homework? Who had challenges? Who didn't have challenges? What's your feedback, please? Any technical stuff, leave it till the end. I'm looking for just content about what your experience was with the homework or the assignments, please. If you have technical challenges, stay at 1 o'clock and Les will jump on to help you with that. What's your feedback? Who's got something to share? Who did the assignment? Okay. Was it helpful? What did you discover doing the assignment?
Actually, Dan, it's Connie. I think it's very insightful, that first lesson. Makes you stop and think, which is excellent.
And what did you think? What did it make you stop and what did you discover?
Well, my motivations change with different lifestyles, like I was like you when my kids were at home. I did it for my kids. I wanted to send them to private schools, etc. Do things for them.
Oh, yeah, I'm mute, Connie.
Your motivation changes. So you have to kind of think, okay, why am I doing this now?
Yeah. Did you discover? Did you identify why you're doing this now?
Yeah, but I'm not in front of it. But basically, I'm forgetting the kids and doing things for my
It's for your grandkids.
kids.
Right, I think that's okay for your grandkids. I heard you. All right. Thank you, Connie. Thank you for sharing. And by the way, when I started, it wasn't for my kids. It wasn't for my anything else. You know, it was so that I didn't have to go wait tables. Okay. So I probably should revise what I teach, because I'm in a situation right now where I have the ability to be able to do what I do for my child. And I have that ability because I have the momentum and I do the activity. A couple of you, two people here signed in around 11:15 a day. Who was that signed in around 11:15 a day? Okay, I'm not sure that. Well, Gabriel was here. Gabriel, 11:15 today, what was I doing? Gabriel's at my house right now.
Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
You were firming up a listing appointment.
I was looking for business. I've already firmed that listing appointment up.
Okay, yeah, prospecting, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was prospecting. Did you hear me prospecting? Did you hear me talking to potential buyers, potential sellers?
Multiple. I mean,
Multiple.
leads, you know, hey, we
Yeah.
talked a couple months ago, we blah, 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 and on and on.
How many conversations do you observe about?
Well, when I was in the same room, coming and going, probably half a dozen.
Mhm.
Yeah, in a 45-minute
Okay.
period or something.
Okay. So it's 12:15, 12:14 Eastern time right now. I'm able to do what I do for my daughter because I don't have to worry about paying my bills. I don't have to worry about paying my bills because I do my job on a daily basis. At 1:45 today, I live in Clifton, Virginia, which is smack dab in the middle of Northern Virginia. At 1:45 today, I'm going to be in Falls Church, Virginia, which is 35 minutes from where I live. So I have a 10-minute gap of a window between I stop teaching this and I'll be there to take a listing. Okay. I'm not saying that to be boastful. I'm saying that to help you connect some dots. Because for most of us, we can't even put in there, we do what we do for my kid and be authentic and honest. And I'm not being, hopefully I'm not pinging anybody. For most of us, it was like when I started, I do what I do because I'm not going to go back and wait tables. Does that make sense to you guys? So when you get a crystal clarity on why do you do what you do, then hopefully you'll then do the activity. Once you figure out what the activity is. And then hopefully you'll create the results. So look at like just a random day to day. At 9:30, I started lead generating. At 11:50, I stopped lead generating. I got set up for this. At 12:05, I leave my home. At 12:45, I'm at a listing appointment. And at 3 p.m., I'm at my daughter's soccer game. But I don't get the privilege to do any of that if I miss the 9:30 to noon. Does that make sense to you guys? And I don't get the privilege at 3 o'clock. I clock out today. And I've already set up 3 or 6 or so potential prospects for the future, for tomorrow and the next day. I've already gone on and taken a listing. I've already spent an hour helping other people in our industry. And I clock out at 3 o'clock and I'm at my daughter's soccer game. Again, I'm not saying any of this to be boastful. Please, this is not about me. This is about demonstrating to you how in literally that's a workday of 9:30 to 3 p.m. But you got to focus on the activity that matters. Does that make sense to you guys?
It's what's possible.
All right.
Amazing.
It's not amazing. It's just do the work. All right. Thank you for saying it's amazing, but it's not. It's just do the work. Right? It is very simple. All right. What are your ahas from what I just shared with you, or what are your observations from the homework, or your experience over the first 24 hours? Who'd like to share?
Well, for my homework last night, I will. I said my big
Thank you,
why
Darren.
is to be. I said my big why is to be the man I envision on being, and that comes with taking action and stepping into my greatness. And also, when you spoke about your past yesterday, I also came from waiting tables. Now I don't want to go back to doing that. And I have a 10-year-old daughter. She's a main factor of me doing what I do.
Keep that on your front and center. Front, I will not go back to wait tables. Center, that 10-year-old.
Yes, sir.
You keep that on your focus, Darren. Now, when that's here, now, what do I have to do? I just spent 2 hours lead generating. I did it my way. I'm not saying do it my way. I'm saying figure out your way. We're going to do that this week. Whatever your way is, now you freaking do that 1 to 3 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Absolutely.
Okay. And if you get confused or distracted, you say, well, I'm not going to do it today. Then I want you to focus on front and center.
Not going back to tables. Yeah,
And that 10-year-old.
that's right.
Both. Thank you, Dan. Who'd like to share next? By the way, where are you at, man? It look like you can't be outside right now. What's going on there? Where are you at?
I'm in Atlanta, sitting on my front porch.
Man, dude, come on, man. Come on, man.
It's
Out on
good.
your front porch, Atlanta. Good for
Yes, sir.
you. I mean, you don't have the fire behind you like Dave does, right? But he's got that manufacturer fire behind him. I like that. Dave's on fire. All right, who's next? One more time. We got room for one more
I'll go
to
next.
share. All right, who's that speaking?
Jade.
Hey, Jade.
So I went through it, and one of the ahas that I had with going through this exercise is, I guess, just me kind of beating myself up and thinking that the things that I wanted were too superficial to be my big why. But the reality is that I lost everything, and I've been rebuilding my life for the last 8 years. So, for me to have a new home and to have a car and to be self-sufficient on my own without having to have anyone help me or support me, like that's, and I want to, like, the bigger why from there is I want to be able to use my story to inspire others who have gone through similar things to pick up their lives and keep going.
Jade, you're an amazing woman for picking up your life and keep on going. Right? Like, you got to get that. Okay. And as you do what you do, you will have a story that will inspire others. Okay. So what you just said has already happened and is happening right now. Okay. So I want you to make sure that you acknowledge yourself for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it?
I got it.
All right. Freaking keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Thank you, Jade. Thanks for sharing. Let's talk about your superpower. So we're gonna weave this all together. Or we're gonna start to weave. We only have right now, we got one string, or maybe two strings. One string, which is why do you do what you do, and what's important to you about that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start putting these pieces together. And what I want you to do right now is, again, I want you to focus on me. If you got a pen and paper, that would be fantastic. And what I want you to do is we're going to go through an exercise next where you're going to identify your superpower. And to be able to do that, what I want you to ask yourself is I want you to ask yourself, if I was to ask my best friend, my spouse, my partner, my cousin, my dad, my mom, my dog, okay, my daughter, whoever's important to you, or maybe whoever's not important to you, just anybody who knows you. If I was to ask she, what would you say is my superpower? What would you say? And that superpower does not have to relate to real estate sales or sales at all. That superpower can be, and Nicole, you are a freaking amazing cook. Are you an amazing cook, Nicole? Or Yeah, no, not at all. Sort of.
Yes.
Hey, hello. Good game. Dan, you are an amazing dog owner, right? You are really, really great at playing chess or checkers, or you're a really good fisher, angler, I guess, fisherman, angler, right? Whatever it is that you are really good at, I want you to write that superpower down. What is it that you freaking rock and roll? Not you like, just don't even have to think about it. It could be playing a guitar. It could be singing. It could be dancing. Man, it ain't gonna be me for dancing. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It could be reading. It could be speaking. It could be anything. I want you to write that down. And I want you to continue writing. I want you to continue writing your superpower. Your superpowers, because God gave you superpowers. Could be solving, it could be, what is that? Sudoku? Is that the thing? You know, with like the numbers, right? It could be crossword puzzles. It could be playing lacrosse, football, soccer, swimming, whatever it is. What is your superpower? What are your superpowers? And we give you another 30 seconds or so to write those down, if you could, please. And then we're going to transition this into starting to put these pieces together. And so I want you to look up at me, if you could, please, and put that aside. So now we've got 3 exercises we've done in the class so far. We did why do you do what you do? The no BS. Like, I ain't going to go back waiting tables. It may be for your daughter. I get that. But it may be something before that as well. It just sort of depends on where you are in your business. For me, it's for my daughter because of where I'm at in my business. But you may not be at the same place that I'm at, with the confidence to say, you know what, we're going into the winter. Yeah, I know things are going to get tight, but I'll still make it. I'll still figure it out. I'll still do business. I know that. I've got 110% faith that that's going to happen. You may not yet have that faith. And if you don't, then you may want to take a step, you know, I don't know if the right way to say this, but past or below. Maybe it's not for your daughter. Maybe it's so that you don't go freaking having to drive an Uber. Okay? Because guess what? If you ain't making any money, you got to take care of your basic needs first, which means that you got to go and earn a living some way or another before you can focus on your daughter. Does that make sense to everybody? I'm not suggesting your daughter's not vital and the most important thing for you, but you got to take care of yourself first. If you can't go to the grocery store tonight and be able to, you know, with the groceries, I went 2 days ago, $250. I'm like, holy goodness. Right? Like, I didn't buy that much groceries. I said to the cashier, I'm like, you know what? In about 3 years, it's going to be $1,000 to go to the grocery store. I'm like, this is crazy. I feel like an old man now. I've officially become that dad on the commercial. So we went through why do you do what you do, and then we went through the be, do, have exercise, and now we're going through the identify your superpower. And so now what I want you to do is I want you to say, how could I find a listing? And I want you to take a fresh piece of paper right now, and I want us to mastermind together. And on the sheet here, I've got some that I'm going to start you off with. This is not comprehensive. Okay, on the sheet, sphere of influence. Write this down if you could, please. Sphere of influence, networking, video, cold calling, circle prospecting. That's the same as cold calling. Open houses, Facebook touches, door knocking, expired listings, for sale by owners, social media. I know I just spit that out at you quickly. It's on the slide there as well. I'll say it again in case you're not able to look at the slide. Sphere of influence, networking, video, cold calling / circle prospecting, open houses, Facebook touches, door knocking, expired listing, for sale by owners, social media. Other ways that you can find business. And I just want to start throwing stuff out here. You could use referral sources that you pay a referral fee at the back end of it. Referral sources like Agent Pronto, Upnest, Ojo, Ideal Agent. What else we got out there? Clever, List with Clever, OpCity. Referral companies that you pay a back end. Dave Ramsey endorsed local provider. And I'm going to say this as loud as I can possibly say this for the rest of my life. Never, ever, ever use referral exchange. Why? Because they do unethical things. And this is coming from a man that you'll never hear a bad word come out of my mouth about somebody. I'll just leave it at that. And remember, CPI policy 6.1, no assholes. Okay. I get really, really passionate when I see companies abuse people and take advantage of them. I won't go into the details. You can trust me or not. Referral exchange is not a good company. They have bad morals and they have bad ethics. I'll get off my soapbox now. Other companies that you can pay a referral fee at the back end. So that's a way that you can be able to find business. You could do a billboard. You could do radio advertisement. You could do television advertisement. You could do a Google ad for $750 per lead, or not per lead, per closing. You can set up your Google My Places page. My company can help you with that, by the way. And for $750 per closing, you can get $10,000. Now, you're not going to do it until you can trust it, because that's a lot of money to invest. But I'll do it all day long because I've already tested it and I already proven it. And I already know what the numbers are. I'll show you my numbers if you're interested. These are some of the different ways networking that you could find business. So now if you wrote all those down, right now you should have on your piece of paper. Here is my superpowers. Here are my superpowers. Here are the ways that I can find business. Let me pair my superpower with the way. A superpower that I have is I have been told that I'm a good instructor. I've also know how to be able to use marketing to be able to attract people to an event. There's evidence of that right here. So how could I do that in real estate sales? I have a buyer webinar to demonstrate to people how to be able to buy a home with little or no money down, and how to be able to get a better than market rate interest rate and get the seller to pay for it, which is a 9-minute webinar that I advertise on Google, which then brings the people to a 45-minute longer version video of the home buying process, which then demonstrates in a segment of 12 different types of topics, such as what's an HOA, what's a condominium, et cetera, where I'm teaching these concepts. So what I've done is I've used my superpowers of, you know how to market, you know how to teach. Well, let's take the marketing, let's take the teaching, and let's put it together in a way to find business. But that's unique to me. Okay. So what you need to do, or what you have the opportunity to do, rather, excuse me, what you have the opportunity to do is to take a look at what is your superpowers, what are your superpowers, what's the way to make sales. Now let's pair them together. Does that make sense to everybody, what I just asked you to do? You guys good? All right, let me fast forward for a second. Then once you figure this all out, then what I'm going to ask for you to do is your job 1 to 3 hours a day. What's your job? Go find business. That's the hardest damn job. Even people who I work with, like, we're lead generating, and it's like, well, it's the conversations like all over the place. I'm like, dude, talk to me about that later. Right now I'm doing my job. right? Like I can't have a conversation about something outside my job because I'm doing my job. That's important. But let's talk about that later. It's important later. It's not important now. Okay. So this is the discipline that you've got to have. Has anybody here ever heard of a guy named Jocko Willink? Jocko Willnick's a retired Navy SEAL, and he's a podcaster and an author. And Jocko, and I quote him in Real Estate Evolution, by the way, what Jocko says, the quote that I use is, the discipline, that the discipline and freedom look like different things, but they're connected. And that's not quite what he says, but that's the version of about what he says. And what he means by that is, if you want the discipline, if you want the freedom of having money, you've got to have the discipline to save money. If you want to have the freedom to be healthy and fit, you got to have the discipline to watch your diet. If you want to have the freedom of time, you've got to have the discipline to do the work for 1 to 3 hours a day. If you want to go to your daughter's soccer practice or soccer game at 3 p.m. today, you got to have the discipline to do your job this morning. And so now we identify your way by pairing it with your superpower, which is what we just did. And now you've got your job, a part of your job description of what you're going to do 1 to 3 hours daily, 5 days a week. And oh, by the way, what happens if you choose to not do it? Look at that sticky note. I do what I do so I don't have to go wait tables. I do what I do so I don't have to go drive an Uber. I do what I do so that I don't have to rely on another person to help me. I do what I do so that I don't have to go back to that 9 to 5. And now you have a choice. Do your job or betray what you wrote down yesterday. And I'm not making any judgments. And just like I said yesterday, I have no problem with you looking at this and saying, you know what, screw it. It's more important that I avoid the work than I get whatever you wrote down on your piece of paper yesterday. I'm okay with that. I really, truly am. But what I'm not okay is what most people do, and they're not even aware of this. It's back here. And they're not even aware of the connection of doing my job or not doing my job, of how that's connected to this. Does that make sense to you? Remember, just like I said to Darian, front and center. Now that is your compass to stay in action. What happens through time of staying in action? You gain momentum. Watch this short video real quick about momentum.
The results of this simple experiment may surprise you. We have here 2 different ramps that the metal ball can roll down. The one on the right is smooth and uniform, while the one on the left is bumpy, with dips and rises. In a moment, Professor Kelly will roll 2 balls down each ramp at the same time. What do you think will happen? Both balls are the same weight, and there are no tricks involved, such as magnets. This is pure physics in action. If you're like me, you might expect both balls to reach the bottom at the same time, but this doesn't occur. The professor uses a pencil to drop both balls at once. And there you have it. Although both balls went the same distance down, the dips provided the left ball with a greater chance to accelerate without friction putting the brakes on. This gave the ball enough momentum to speed ahead of the ball on its right, even when it hit the bumps on its journey. When it comes to speed, momentum is a powerful thing.
Your CPI trading portal, it lists those companies that I mentioned earlier, and it lists that the list of that I went through as well. I know some of you were asking for that, so you can gain access to that in the CPI training portal. So when you do the work, you gain momentum. Momentum builds on itself. I want to demonstrate to you. I do the No Broke Months podcast for real estate agents. I started that about 24 months ago. And we pulled this data. I'm going to think it had to have been today because in my in my notes, it says that we went over 210,000 10,000 downloads, but on that slide it says 270, almost 6,000 downloads. Those are how many downloads of the podcast that I host, the No Broke Months for Real Estate Agent podcast. Take a look, check it out and listen to it. But that's not the reason why I'm sharing this with you. The reason why I'm sharing this with you, because what do you notice on that graph? What do you notice in the first third of that graph that I'm demonstrating here? What do you notice? How much growth did I have during that first third?
It started off slowly.
Very, very little. That goes from October to October. That's 1 year. October to October. A very, very little growth. We've published something almost like 700 episodes at this point. And around the 1 year mark, what do you notice? You notice traction. The challenge that we have as real estate agents is as follows. It takes you 90 days from the time that you do the activity before you see the results. So around 70 days in, you're like, huh, this sucks. It ain't going to work. And then what do? You change your tactic. And then you do something else. And just to start back from zero. What would have happened if I would have stopped 11 months into the show? I would have either had zero and went on and did something else, or had zero and did nothing else. What would have happened if I stopped anywhere shy of October? It was literally a year before I started getting traction. Maybe September looks like a little traction there. So you got to do the work with faith that when you do the work, you'll get the traction. I really, really want to make sure that you understand that. So let's talk about the 3 tactics. This is 3 tactics that you're going to do one of those starting today for the next 4 days. And if you love it, starting from the day for the rest of time. And those are this for sale by owner, the easy way, the Facebook lead generator, and the CPI open house. And you want to make certain that you're using video as a part of your conversion process. But we want to invite you to only focus on one priority at a time. Don't do all 3 this week. You'll have the opportunity to be able to do that in the future. Okay. So let's go through and let's talk about these tactics real quick. So if you enjoy, give me 1 second. If you're ready to take a listing this week and you enjoy having relationships, do the for sale by owner tactic. I'll tell you more about how to do that here in a few moments. If you want to go ahead and put a small amount of money into your business and you're willing to call the leads as they come in, and if you want a new client that's going to close within the next 45 days, from 10 days from today, so that's within 2 months, do the Facebook lead generator. If I'm new to an area, that's probably something I would consider to do, because I know I'll have a payday 2 months from today. I was talking to one of the students here yesterday on email, and the student was sharing with me about the circumstance, and the circumstance wasn't great. And I kept asking, well, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I'm not sure if I got a clear answer. I'm not sure if whatever was answered yesterday happened today. Because if I'm in a circumstance that sucks, I'm going to do something to make it unsuck. And these tactics are something that you could do to get a payday 60 days to 90 days from today. The third of these is the open house. If you enjoy quality relationships, if you draw people into you, if you're a little touchy-feely, consider doing the open house. Now, let's talk through these. For sale by owner tactic. So are you guys ready for the shortest for sale by owner class ever? Who's ready for the shortest for sale by owner class ever? You guys ready for it? If I was going to introduce somebody to you who said I want to sell my home and has not yet hired a real estate agent. Would you like for me to introduce them to you? Yes?
Definitely.
Thank you very much. For sale by owner, class over. Who did I just describe? I just described it for sale by owner.
Yeah.
So now that we understand who we're talking about, how do you get in front of them? Step one is you've got to get their data. There's different ways that you can get their data. You can get their data by going to places like Zillow, Military by Owner, Houseo, Fizbo.com, Visber.com, Julia.com. You could go to forsalebyowner.com, Craigslist.org, or you can go to and pay for it by going to myplusleads.com. My recommendation is just to invest a very small amount of money and use MyPlusLeads. I've negotiated a discount for you, and you can go to cheaplistingtools.com to receive that discount. And you can go to cheaplistingtools.com to have access to all the tools and resources that I personally use in my business today. I put them together on a worksheet for you. So if you're looking for what tools does a high-performing agent use, you can go to cheaplistingtools.com to get them. Step one, get the information for the FSBO. Step two is what you're going to do is you're going to send them a text. Remember, the class is no cold call. So what's the text that you're going to share with them? It's going to say, hey, Mr. For Sale by Owner, I'm Dan Rochon with APC Realty. Is 123 Main Street still available? They're going to say yes, or whatever they're going to say. Great. If I were to bring in a buyer, would you pay X% finder's fee, or would you pay X% compensation? Do not say commission, because that's something that for sale by owners are allergic to. And they're going to say whatever they say. And then you're going to say, well, I could stop by Tuesday or Thursday. What is better? And they're going to say whatever they're going to say. Now, here's the problem that the students have with this tactic, is that you get all wrapped up into their objections. This text script is designed to be able to handle their objections. And by the way, let's you and I save some time, because tomorrow somebody's, I won't suggest that this is going to happen. In the past, on Wednesday, I've had students show up and they say, hey, I did the text and here's what the objection was. What do I do? Let me cut that conversation short. Follow the script. Okay? Follow the script. Follow the script. Hey, my name's Dan Rochon with 123 with ABC Realty. Is 123 Main Street still for sale? Well, yeah. Do you have a buyer? Well, I don't know. If I had a buyer, would you pay X% compensation? Follow the script. The script's designed for the already predetermined objections. Hey, is 123 still available? I only work with principals. I understand that. If I were to bring in a buyer, would you pay X% compensation? Whatever they say, stay on the freaking script, because the script works. Try it. And when you do, you'll get the same results that Tom got. Tom had been an agent for about 8 years when I met him. And when Tom struggled at sales because he wanted to be able to get more sales, and he wanted to be able to save enough money for a 7-year-old to bring her to Disneyland. And about 13 months ago, Tom took this class. And when he took this class, he implemented the for sale by owner technique. He went on to then take the CPI certification that's available for you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I only do that once a quarter. And he implemented those tactics. And Tom was able to increase his business by about 300%. And you can be just like Tom by simply implementing this one tactic, is the tactic that Tom implemented. Let me share with you some of our other students and introduce them to you about what they got as well.
So I'm doing the FSBOs. I have no disposable income to do any services.
I had did the for sale by
Hear the
owner
volume on there,
text
Wes?
script.
I did a couple of FSBO texts
7 text messages to for sale by owner.
and people were responding.
I got about like 3 responses.
That I had gotten a response back and an appointment to show.
I do have an appointment set
That's
for
okay. We'll
next
skip
week.
on. Go to the
I
next
do have
slide
a new-
if you could. Some of our other students
So
implemented
I'm
this
doing
same tactic, and here's the results that they got. Mari just booked my first appointment. Way to go. Barbara and Doug, we followed the system. The FSBO had their house on the market for 2 weeks with no showings, not even an agent until we came along. We took the 5-day challenge, we took the boot camp, and that's just what we needed. And we got hired. And we possibly have a second one coming up next week. You can have what Mari has. You can have what Doug and Barbara have. They were at Doug and Barbara were at my house about 2 months ago at one of our pool parties, boasting about how they've been able to create success using these systems. That's the for sale by owner, the easy way. The second tactic is the Facebook lead generator. On average, a lead's going to cost you $2. What you're going to do, and then for on average, for 1 out of 100 leads, you're going to get hired. And you're going to go to closing. So what that means is that you could take $200 and you could parlay that into $10,000, $12,000, $7,000, whatever your average commission is. And oh, by the way, you have a little bit of control over this of what that commission is based off of the properties that you'll be advertising. So how do you do this? You use the fundamental strategy of using Facebook to advertise your listings. You've got to have a landing page. You've got to be not a landing page, but a business page. And then you're going to take a listing and you're going to advertise it on Facebook. You're going to call them as quickly as possible. And when you call them as quickly as possible, 1 out of 100, within 10 days of a day, if you put $20 a day into this, will be a closing for you. Again, this is strategy. The how to do all the ads and that type of stuff. That's going to be revealed to you in the tactical and the training portal. Okay, but right now I'm just giving you the concepts. I'm not going to go through and demonstrate to you how to be able to set this up. You'll get that in the CPI training portal. And when you get that, you'll get what Jackie got, because Jackie was a single mom. Jackie had 2 girls and a boy, and her boy was about 15 years old, way too young to be the man of the family, but guess what he was? She really relied on him. And Jackie, did not believe that she could be a successful mom and a successful business owner at the same time. She had no normal routine. She had way too much stuff going on, and she just wanted to be able to be respected. She wanted to be able to say to herself, I am worthy. She wanted to be able to say to her kids, you're worthy, and so is mama. And what Jackie did was simply implement into her business. She took the 5-day listing class. She took the 3-day CPI certification. She implemented this into her business, and Jackie increased her sales by 251%. You can be Jackie. You can have the faith that you're going to have the freedom, the money, and the choices that Jackie now has. Hopefully the video works for this next video, and I want to introduce you to one of our other students, if we could maybe.
I made about 12 videos and sent them out via Facebook Messenger. I've gotten,
Okay,
I had a few
videos are going to
responses.
work
Thank
today.
you. That's exactly what I needed to hear.
So let's move on. So let's talk about the third system. The third system is the CPI open house system. Now, guess what? Your biggest objection is, I've got no listings. I don't care. Go to your MLS, put your home address into the MLS map search, do a radius search, call it 5 miles around there. put your broker code in the MLS, and find every single active listing on the market within 5 miles of your home. You got listings. Contact those listing agents or your broker and say, hey, would you like for me to do that open house for you? Let's do some math. On average, 5 people will come into every single open house. And on average, half of them will be represented by an agent, which gives you 2.5. Let's see. That's supposed to be 2.5. If I don't want to give anybody the finger, let's just do it like that. 2.5. So 2.5 people will come into each open house. So let's think about that. That don't have an agent. If you did 1 open house a weekend, is that too much to ask for anybody? In 1 month's time, you'll meet 10 unrepresented buyers. If you really, really are not skilled, let's say you have the lowest skill whatsoever, and I put 10 people in front of you that are actively looking for homes without an agent, you think you get one of them to hire you? Zero skill. I'll put you in front of a body. That body wants to buy a home. That body has nobody helping them. I'm going to put 10 of those bodies in front of you. You think you can maybe grab one of them? That's the math. Prove your skill, you improve your numbers, by the way. And prove how many open houses that you do, you improve your numbers. I just gave you a business plan to do 12 transactions in the next year. I can't tell you how many people I coach to say, well, what are your goals? Well, I just want to do 1 a month. Okay, great. Could you do 1 open house a weekend? Sure, I could. But then guess what happens? They don't. Why don't they? Because they're not present to why they're doing what they're doing. Don't let that be you. So, using the open house strategy, treat the open house like you would a party. Treat the open house in a way, and all the tactical step-by-step is going to be demonstrated to you in the CPI training portal. Treat the open house the way you would treat a party. And when you do, on average, 5 people will show up. And on average, half of those people will not have an agent. And on average, that means 10 people a month, you'll be standing front face to face with them. Just put yourself physically in the pathway of business, and it will happen. The same way that it happened for Mary. Mary's been an agent since 2013. That's 10 years, and she struggled in the past. She had no normal routine. She had too many responsibilities, and she just wanted to have some respect. In fact, Mary's biggest thing when we had a one-on-one private conversation, I'll say this to you because you don't know who Mary is, was, I won't use the exact words. Let me sanitize this a little bit. She wanted to prove her ex-husband wrong. All right. And that is a very sanitized version of what Mary shared with me. She had some fire in the belly. She wanted to do it, but she didn't quite figure it. She didn't know how. So Mary attended all 5 days of the class. She discovered her way, which for her was open houses. She then went on to do the CPI certification. She got CPI certified, and Mary increased her sales by 251%. This could be you. Today, Mary has no broke months. So imagine what your life would be like when you don't have to worry about where your next paycheck's going to come from. Imagine what will your life be like when you have the freedom like Mary does, like Tom does, like the other students who were supposed to have shared their stories on the video, like they do. Imagine what your life looks like when you have what they have. Got one more video that I may or may not share with you, so let's see if this works. And I think I'm not going to share that with you. Can you guys hear that or not? You can hear it.
You told me that about the first time we ever talked, not to say you're a new agent, and that had helped. It's helped me tremendously. I've closed probably 6 deals since the first time I've talked to you. I've got 3 listings that I'm working on. That's why I keep coming in and out of this. But yeah, you helped me tremendously. Thank you.
All right, looked like that was a very short video, and I have no idea what they said. Hopefully they said it works. Got 3 minutes left. Let's tell you about the secret sauce. The secret sauce is video. You're going to learn more about that over the next 2 days of how to use the secret sauce to be able to convert. Part of your homework is that today, I want you to send 5 video texts to somebody. I want you to take a video text and you're going to send it to somebody, and it's going to be simply, hey, Veronica, I saw that you got a new puppy dog. Congratulations. Hey, Nicole, I see that you got a pretty new blue shirt and some beautiful glasses. Congratulations. Hey, Janae, I see that you're biting your fingernails. Congratulations. Hey, Jennifer, I love your screensaver. Congratulations. Hey, Debbie, you got the coolest freaking glasses of all time. Congratulations. Whatever it may be, just a simple, you're not talking about business. I know you weren't biting your fingernails. I'm just teasing you. Whatever it is, just say something about their lives, okay? But don't ask about business. Do that today. If everybody here sends 5 to 10 videos today, and I'll give you the instructions in the CPI training portal of how to do that, I guarantee you tomorrow, there's going to be some surprises shared. And I want to hear those surprises. Before we finish up, I do want to let you know the CPI certification, and I'm going to tell you more about that tomorrow and the next day, is going to happen October 23rd, 24th, and 25th from noon to 5 p.m. Eastern time. The investment for that today is $249. That's the early bird prices that goes up on Thursday. However, for those of you that register today, you'll become my co-author with the book that you'll learn more about, The Path to Sell Your Local Property for Top Dollar, which you'll have your photograph on the book. You'll have your bio in the book, and my team will help you put that together. And you'll have that as a bonus for signing up and saving your seat today. Let's really put in a link there that you can do that. You'll also get an autographed copy of Real Estate Evolution, which is the 90,000 word document, blueprint, step-by-step print that will, or plan that will show you exactly how to do this business. For those of you that have already read this book, many of you, the biggest compliment that I get is, Dan, I've read it 5 times because it is my blueprint. It is my plan. I want that to be your plan as well. If you want to get that as a part of the CPI certification, if you can't wait to hear more about that, sign up today. And what the CPI certification simply is, it's all the models and systems of how to be able to find business, get people to hire you 85% of the time, prevent predictable problems of the transactions and of the future, how to be able to generate profit, how to be able to generate wealth, and how to be able to leave a legacy and do so with the systems that are proven. So save your seat for that right now. You'll have the opportunity to get the lower early bird pricing all the way till Thursday. And when you sign up today, you'll get the bonuses, and you'll also get access to the Depth of Potential, which is our most popular online course that will teach you why 87% of the people in this industry fail and how you could be somebody not in those 87%. So avoid the death of potential. Thank you, everybody, for attending today. If you have some technical stuff, hang out. Leslie will help you. Until next time, have the best day of your life. Be grateful. Make good choices. Go help somebody. I'll see everybody online tomorrow. Go find a listing. God bless you.
Hi, everyone. I'm here to answer any technical questions that you guys may have. We're so excited to see you, Ashley, on next week. That'll be next week.
So excited.
Go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Mateo, what's it?
Hi, Leslie. I could not get in to do the paperwork because the password that it sent me didn't work. It was something horses 55. It just didn't work.
Okay, got it. Just to make sure that I got your correct email address, it is mateo@mborealty.com. Is that correct?
Yes, mborealty.com. Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is going to share with you a link. This is your own very link. So I'm gonna share this with anyone else. So
Okay.
it's a one-click link, and you'll be able to sign in onto your training portal. So you can just bookmark it into your computer, and you'll be able to access the training portal.
Okay, you're putting that in the chat, or you're gonna email that to me?
I put it into the chat here, so it's a direct message.
Let me see if I see
But
it.
I can also email it to you if you want. Sorry.
That'd be better, please, because I'm trying to see if I can see it here.
Okay, got it. So I'll email it to you.
Yeah, there it is, to me direct, but yeah, if you could email it, that would make my life much easier.
No worries. We'll do that.
Either way, I'm
Hey,
gonna
it's
take.
Connie. Sorry, go ahead.
Hi, Connie. What's up? Hi.
I'm having trouble getting into the portal too, and I'm in my car, so I can't write anything down. But I'm not sure if it's not going. I'm not using an old password or whatever. It says my membership is pending, and I was trying to do the homework yesterday, and I was getting the points, but I don't know what happened. You know, I couldn't type anything in. So I don't think I'm signing in properly or something.
So, okay, got it. Upon checking in the back end of the training portal, it looks like you've been like checking out the stuff on the 5-day listing challenge. And so you're doing the work, you were able to like access it. I'm happy to send you.
Yeah, he faded out. Can you just email me whatever I need? Thank you. Yes.
Okay, got it. Sorry, I lost for a bit. So hi, Sheena, I saw that you have a question.
Yeah, I was trying to get in to get the scripts, but I keep on getting a 404 error message. So I can't get to it. And when you go to the page, it's asking you to sign up for a class that was in January.
Okay, let me just check. When did you access the day 2 portal?
The day 2, I haven't accessed the day 2, but from the link that you said for the freebies, I think Les put in for the free resources for the scripts. When I go into that link, it brings you to a page for something that started January 16th of 2023.
Yeah, I had that same problem. I couldn't get to the scripts either.
Okay, so let me address one thing at a time. So I'm going to share my screen right now. So okay, you're looking at the day 2. So when you guys like talking about the scripts, especially for the FISBO, this is where you will see it. It's on day 2. It's just opened like 20 minutes ago. So for FISBO, this is the FISBO, and then the scripts are down here. So this is the screenshot. No, this is the thing that we just saw with Dan earlier. It's the same screenshot, and then there's a follow-up here. And then I'm not sure about the link. If you could share with us the link or screenshot, so maybe we can identify like what's the
link was in the chat.
Okay. Is it the PLP, you guys? Like
It's
this?
Les put it in there at 12:44. It says check out free resources here. That link brings you to an old sign-in page for January.
Oh, so so the link that I typed in, it should look like this one. You're not getting the same page?
No, you do, but then when you go up to free stuff
Oh, I see.
To get the scripts there, it brings you to an old, but that's okay. As long as I can get into it in the portal for day 2, that's fine.
Okay, got it. So let me just share with you the free scripts, and then I will take note for that one, so we can add you into the script without without you filling out this one, because we already have your information.
Okay.
Hey, Les, can you shoot those over to me as well in an email since you already have the link there?
Sure, no worries.
I couldn't open it either.
Okay,
And Les, I was also having the same problem. So if you could do the same for me, I would really appreciate it.
hi Ashley. Of course. Are you referring to the
Scripts. I actually had the same experience as them.
Got it. Okay. I will email it to you guys. Thank you so much. Wait, just going to backread. Is Pushan still here? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing. Yep, he's still here. They are still here. So the price for the CPI certification is actually $249. It's an early bird price right now, and it will come up with like all the freebies that Dan mentioned, his book, and then the pre-listing package, which is very helpful, like providing value to your prospect seller. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Also, click on the email for the Zoom link. Okay, so I will email it to you. The Zoom link.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then the portal. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else that I can help you guys with?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. And I
Thank
hope
you.
to see all the guys tomorrow. Yep. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.